Cold death. Men are from Mars. I'm from the grave. I've no time for games.
Hey guys, this is Fuller and welcome to another new Hearthstone Heroes. This time it's the Dark Ranger. I got tons of ideas sent in by you guys, so a huge thanks for that. Here she is finally, made into a hero. She'll be playable in the Hearthstone mod. Let's take a look at what she's all about. So, firstly the theme. Dark Rangers are former Rangers who died and were reanimated as undead, and most of them were High Elves. They're still very formidable with bows, but now also embrace shadow magic and necromancy. This means they use a lot of curses and domination tricks, along with raising the dead. They specialise in sowing dissension and hatred within the enemy ranks, essentially turning them against each other. From a gameplay perspective, I designed the class similar to Hunter, but a bit slower and more control oriented. Going on to the hero herself, here's how she'd look. You can compare her to the other female characters like Jaina and Valeria. Now for the actual hero power, I already showed you it in a previous video. It's still the same. It is Life Arrow. For 2 mana, deal 1 damage to the enemy hero and restore 1 health to your hero. So a kind of cross between Hunter and a self-healing priest. It's direct and bypasses taunt. I've made quite a few hero power altering cards, making it stronger and or giving it more utility. You'll see them coming up. Overall, the class works best by withering down your opponent and keeping yourself at high health out of lethal range. Alright, moving on to the cards, starting with the minions and weapons. Firstly, we have Dark Huntress. For 2 mana, she's 2/3 with. Your hero power can now target minions. If it kills a minion, summon a 1/1 Dark minion. So very similar to the Hunter Steam Weedle Sniper. You don't quite get as much damage, but you can potentially keep summoning minions if you can kill them all Mortal Coil style. And there's the bonus of 1 health each time you use it. I've also got a special spell that combos with this, I'll show you later. On to Death Spinner, the first weapon. For 2 mana, it's 2/2 with Battlecry, silence a minion. The anti-Undertaker, silence it, then obliterate it. Generally very useful, the damage isn't bad, and the extra silence is always handy. You can always use it to soften minions up, then finish them off with Dark Huntress hero power. Now this is my favourite minion. It's a bit crazy. It is Howling Banshee. Borrowed and changed from the Death Knight. For 4 mana, it's 2/5 with Battlecry, give all enemy minions 50% chance to attack a random enemy character. So to clarify, that means a chance to attack their own minions or even their own hero. Really annoying for your opponent. The more minions, the stronger the effect. It could end up wiping his own board or dealing a lot of self damage. And here's another weapon. I already showed you this one in a previous video. It is Widowmaker. For 4 mana, it's 4/2 with Ignore Taunt. Mostly you can use this to assassinate key minions protected behind taunt, or eventually in the late game you can just go for face on the enemy hero to finish him off. You can compare it to True Silver Champion and Death Knight. No special effects, but all about utility. On to Grand Executor Mortis. For 5 mana, he's 4/5 with. Whenever your hero gains health, summon a 2/1 Dark minion. So your hero power is one way to gain health reliably every turn, but there's a lot of cards coming up that gain health as well. So you can steadily keep clearing your opponent's board with throwaway minions, or just wear him down. Next we have Spirit Healer. For 6 mana, it's 7/6 with Death Rattle, restore 7 health to your hero. Very good stats and a very strong heal. The downside is it's not instant, and by turn 6 your opponent might just ignore this and go for your face. With 6 health it can actually be hard to suicide this, but if you can stabilize, overall it's very solid. On to the legendaries, and as always I made 2. You pick which one, or we can just have both. So firstly, it's Sylvanas' personal champion of the Forsaken. It is Nathanos Blightcaller. He was a former human ranger lord. For 7 mana, he's 5/7 with Battlecry, summon 2 2/2 Blighthounds with charge that die if Nathanos is killed. So you get an instant 4 damage. If you trade with the hounds, you don't have to worry about the negative effect. But if not, 1 assassinate on Nathanos and they're all gone. Overall, a lot of stats for just 7 mana, similar to Dr. Boom, but a bit more aggressive. Now the other legendary, he used to be Sylvanas' personal advisor and second in command of the Forsaken. It is Varomathras. He's a Dreadlord. For 9 mana, he's 7/7 with Battle Cry, deal 5 damage to the enemy hero and restore 5 health to your hero. So a pretty big life swing, basically an instant holy fire cast on the enemy hero. He's expensive and has low stats for his cost, but he can keep you in the game and force your opponent to waste a card removing him. Good for late game decks, probably too expensive for aggro. Alright, on to the spells. Firstly, we have Blight Bomb. For 1 mana, destroy a minion, summon 2 1/1 skeletons for your opponent. Like Naturalize, a very cheap instant removal with a downside. 2 1/1 minions isn't too bad though, but early on you really want to avoid this. Late game this becomes much better. On to my favourite spell, it is Possession. I reworked this one a lot from the last video. For 2 mana, destroy a friendly minion and gain control of a random enemy minion. So it goes very well with Death Rattle minions and anything you want to get rid of, like say a Spirit Healer or even a Sylvanas. It's random though, so ideally you want to cast this when there's just one big enemy minion on the board to steal, like say a Ragnaros. Next we have some damage spells. Firstly, Dark Barrage. For 4 mana, deal 2 damage to 2 random enemy minions. For each minion killed, summon a 2/1 dark minion. So like a slightly weaker multi-shot that can summon minions, you'll probably need to soften enemy minions up before you cast this. It's a nice swing potentially, killing 2 and summoning 2 for yourself. On to Siphon Life. For 5 mana, deal 6 damage, randomly split amongst enemy minions, and restore 5 health to your hero. So like a Holy Nova with a bit of RNG, you don't heal your own minions, instead just yourself. Pretty good against aggro, clear the board and bring your health back up a bit. Next we have a few secrets. 3 mana is the mana cost I went for this class. So firstly it is Valkyr Judgment. When one of your minions dies, bring it back to life with +1/+1. This might be more appropriate for a holy type of hero, but if not, this goes very well with a lot of your minions. I especially like it with say a Spirit Healer. On to my favourite secret, it is Life Ritual. When your hero takes damage, deal it to the enemy hero instead, and restore that much health to your hero. So if your opponent say casts a fireball on you, he takes 6 damage and you gain 6 health instead. Of course, if he does a mage hero power, it's just 1 damage back to him and you gain 1 health. So like most secrets, it relies on your opponent making a bad move or forcing him into a position where he has to. Next we have Rain of Arrows. When your hero is attacked, deal 7 damage randomly split amongst enemy characters. So like an explosive trap, but RNG damage. Better with less minions, weaker with a lot. It can damage the enemy hero, which can be a good or bad thing. This one's really nifty, it is Death Blow. For 2 mana, your hero power becomes Destroy a Minion for 1 use only. So you cast this, then spend 2 mana whenever you want to destroy a minion. The good thing is it works out overall as a 4 mana Assassinate. The bad thing is it uses up your hero power for the turn. Another bonus is you can pre-play this and then wait until you want to use it, say a few turns later on. Once you do, your hero power just returns back to normal. On to Charm. For 7 mana, gain control of an enemy minion until the start of your next turn. Like Shadow Madness, the minion has charge, so you can attack straight away. This can steal anything. You can also keep it during your opponent's turn. You can do a lot of cool tricks, like say steal a Savannah, suicide it into something, or even stealing something like say a big taunt, kill something and then just hold it for a turn, using it as a shield. Now for the last one, I used this as a spell legendary for Hunter before. It could fit in with the Dark Ranger, so here it is. Rapid Fire. For 1 mana, this turn you may use your hero power any number of times and it deals 1 extra damage. This was the spell that combos with Dark Huntress. You can start wiping the board and summoning a lot of little dark minions. Alternatively, you can just use it as normal. So to clarify, you still have to spend 2 mana each time you cast your hero power, but say for 9 mana you can cast this and then use your hero power 4 times, dealing 8 direct damage and gaining 4 health back, a sort of potential finisher. Alright guys, that's it for the Dark Ranger hero. I was considering adding in some play cards, borrowing the idea from the Lich hero as it's probably more suitable for the leader of the Forsaken and would add another win condition, but I'll think about it. If you have any card ideas for the next heroes coming up, Elementalist and Tinker, keep sending them. So I'll have those heroes done shortly, and of course plenty more updates on the mod, hoping to get playable as soon as possible. Remember, if you want to help out, email me. We could really use help on art and voice acting still, and it will speed the whole development up. Please leave a like and subscribe. Thanks guys, and I'll see you all next time.